everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks.
Book Club.
Book Club.
Oh.
It's very R&B and soulful.
Okay,
You're welcome.
Mariah Carey. Oh, wow.
I haven't whistled in a while, so.
Haven't hit those notes in a minute?
No.
So how's everyone doing?
Excellent.
Great. Guess what we just did, you guys?
Great segue.
Guess what we just did? I
natural.
hosted a PowerPoint presentation of options for our girls' trip.
Yes, my
we
type
had-
A friends just really bringing the heat this morning.
I didn't even add effects. Like, that was the most basic PowerPoint
It really
possible.
was.
It was like,
Should've.
actually, there was by our MC Rox.
Oh,
over
that's
here.
true. We did fade
Leading
in
up. Yes.
and fade out with Freak a Leak,
Yes, we were
as
trying to
one
remember
does on a girls' trip.
We were trying to remember the names in the song, and it was only natural to just
It
play
was
it.
a very, like, yes, we were dancing a little bit at first, but it was a very analytical moment for music. Oh, Keisha.
Siobhan.
To be young again.
And then to listen to it and go, I was listening to this as like a young child.
I was listening to this driving to high school.
Yeah.
I could put it in your pussy. I could put it in your ass.
Because anything can happen.
What a very inappropriate song.
We were like, yeah.
I know, right? I was probably in your car
You were.
dancing to it.
Yeah. At least once a week, Petey
At
Pablo
least.
made it onto the airways.
Yeah.
And I remember one time we had listened to it on a burn CD because that's the way of the world then.
Yes.
And then we turned off the burn CD and the radio was playing it. We were like, yeah, encore!
The hype that we felt.
It came out December 1st, 2003.
Yeah. That's
Oh, my
peak
gosh.
high school. What a good song
Time
it
needs to
was,
slow
though.
down.
Tell me about it.
Anyways, back to girls' trip.
Oh, yeah,
to-
that was depressing.
Back to my type A friends.
Yeah, we have technically 5 options.
Technically 5 because I threw a wild card in there.
They were LA, Venice Beach. See, I'm going to try and remember. LA,
Ooh.
Venice Beach, Catalina,
Okay.
Palm Springs,
Uh-huh.
Austin, Texas. But what was the other one? Wait, don't tell me.
It was your pick.
Oh, I do remember. I remember.
It was my pick.
Yeah, you suggested this
Oh,
place.
Sedona. Yeah, Sedona, Arizona. Which is really
Yes.
funny because actually my husband's turning 40 and we're going to Sedona and the Grand Canyon and Flagstaff.
Oh,
we're
that
gonna be
sounds
all over there.
boring.
Oh, so then we don't pick that one because you're going to be there literally 2 months before.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But I do want to do Sedona with you ladies.
Are we voting
trip.
on our girls' trip right now?
Sure. I mean, we can. You want to vote?
Oh, no, that's why I was asking. I was like,
Oh.
so much pressure. I wasn't
No,
ready.
I was just thinking, let's talk it out. And I do want to pick a place we could start planning.
I
and-
do really like the option of Palm Springs.
Okay.
I liked the like cozy small town vibes.
Yeah.
Of Palm Springs, and their little hotels were so cute.
Yes.
That I think and Catalina were my 2 favorites.
Me too. Okay. I actually really like Catalina.
I like them
never,
all.
I've never stayed. I've never stayed on Catalina Island.
Oh, me neither.
Neither
I think
have
it'd
I.
be cool.
I haven't gone there in years. So okay, so Catalina or Palm Springs. Okay. The only thing that Catalina doesn't have that Palm Springs does is Michelin's. There are fewer. And
Are there any Michelins in Long Beach? Can we start our day with the Michelin's restaurant and then hop on a ferry?
Oh, I'm sure there has to be a Michelin.
because maybe we take a little bit later ferry, have lunch at a Michelin. Oh, there is Heritage. Heritage is a California contemporary restaurant.
So we're just saying we're going to either Catalina or Palm Springs?
It's our options. Well, at least those were my 2 top. I don't know about you guys.
I was cool with all of them. Sunny said those were her top 2 as well. So
I'm ready to decide.
should we flip a coin since we don't mind either way, or
What are you ready to decide? What's your option?
No, I just mean like I'm ready to start planning. Let's do this thing and get it going and move.
Do the damn thing.
Catalina, we could do the zip lines or the jet skis and the ghost tour and the escape room and all the wine bars. And there's a few restaurant options. And we could also have a lazy beach day. And then in Palm Springs, there's haunted bar crawls. There's the karaoke bike experience. There's the electric bikes in Joshua Tree. There's drag brunches. We could also have a pool day or several pool days. We could spend all the days in the pool.
Yeah.
I like the activities of both.
We can go
I was
wherever.
going to say, I kind of was leaning towards Palm Springs, I think, after you listed the activities. But what was your thoughts?
I'm okay with either. I was leaning towards Catalina, but both are fun. I've been to Palm Springs and had a great time. I'm into it.
All right, we're going to Palm Springs.
All right, let's get into this book club. Today we're book clubbing Ministry of Time by Kaliane Bradley.
Yes.
Oh, and as a recap of our ratings
Yes.
from last week, we all rated it a 1.
Yes.
We always do the first 4 questions are the same for every book club we do, and then the last 3, 4. They're more specific to the book. Okay, so this one is first impressions. What were your initial thoughts when you started reading Ministry of Time? Did the book meet your expectations or surprise you? I wrote, I was looking forward to the book when it was suggested. I didn't know much about it. And if I'm really being honest, I don't know that I really know much about it now after reading it. I still wholeheartedly believe it is a good premise, but listening to it was the wrong choice. I should have known as soon as I started the book to stop and pick it up, but I didn't. I do think I might give it another shot, actually. The last bit of the book did pique my interest enough to want to purchase the book and try and read it again.
Wow. The book definitely did not hit like I hoped it would. I'm sorry to the author and to my co-hosts. It was a struggle to get through it. I had high hopes for this to be a good story because the premise had promise. Unfortunately, the chumps helped me to understand what was happening in the story more than actually reading and listening to it. It showed lots of promise, but it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, this was my pick. And when I was doing research on the book, it was a 2024 debut, so it was super established. It said it was a sci-fi romance with a touch of historical fiction in it.
I guess it's a time travel.
That time travel.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, historical fiction I learned I loved last year, and sci-fi was a new genre that I am learning to love. So I thought this would be great. Like romance is I'm always down for that too. So I had high expectations for this book. And I'm not sure when we did talk about this a little bit last week, but I listened to it and the audiobook narration was so flat and dry. It was hard to get into the book, but the storyline itself is great. So I think it's a really great concept, but I struggled so much listening to the book because of the narration.
When I think about our chumps and the breaking down the story and talking about the story, it's like, this is a good story. It's cool.
Yes.
But then, like, even the twist at the end when you learn...
You're like, if you were reading it, you probably would have had a more of a visceral reaction to it. But because she was like, and then it is I.
Yes.
It is that.
You don't know my name.
Your father.
I am you.
I am you.
And we have a child, but you won't because you fucked this timeline up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it makes me think about, like, because there are such great audiobook narrators out there, like, for example, Jeff Hayes, right?
Yeah.
Let's think about Dungeon Crawler Carl, how awesome it is, but how crazy that storyline is. If the audiobook hadn't been as good, would I have been as into it
Right.
as I am?
But for sure, the audiobook put it over the top.
Yes.
Which makes me sad. That's why I think this book, the premise and the story and the writing, it's good. It's there. I just think that, and no offense to the narrator, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if there was direction that you were given to be like, less emotion, please.
Because
I want you to suck emotion from the listener.
So, yeah,
All right.
so I think if I read it, it might, I don't know.
But
I haven't purchased it
It
yet.
just shows
but I do
how
wanna
many
try.
factors can go into what will actually make a book good, right?
Yeah.
The storyline could be great.
Unresolved questions. Were there any plot points or character arcs that you felt were left unresolved or could have been explored further? I would like to know if the bridge goes to find Graham in Alaska and if she's able to adjust the timeline, because in the other timelines, they said they always ended up together. They couldn't keep them apart. So is she able to change this timeline and have that relationship with him?
I said, at first, I thought, I really don't know that I want to know any more about the unresolved character arcs or plot twists. But if I'm thinking about it, my unresolved question is, how was this narrator picked? And what was the allure to this particular one? No offense, but what was the decision to speak the entire book in a monotone voice and show literally no inflection whatsoever? This is a book that needed some tone, some change in pitch, anything to give this book life? That's my unresolved question.
Okay.
How
Why?
did we choose this person?
How did we get here?
How did we get
Kaliane
here
Bradley.
with this?
I wrote, oh gosh, I feel ill prepared to answer this question. I think the slower paced book, along with the flat narration, made me have a whole lot of questions, but they may have actually been answered and I just didn't catch it.
Yeah, facts.
I think the main question I had throughout the book that I don't think was answered was, what was the point? Why are we bringing historical figures from the past to our present and then spending significant tax dollars to get them incorporated into present world?
Tax dollars.
I think it might have something to do with knowing the future. We need to change the past. But what was the point when it all started? On top of that, is the ministry creating catastrophe or really just accelerating it in the end? I don't understand why we did it. Was it to run tests? Like, was it
To see if time travel was possible for the population?
Yeah, but we could go back in time. We knew that. We walked through this portal, and now I'm back in time. And now I'm snatching somebody who's about to die and bringing them to the present. Why?
Because how they wanted to see how time travel would impact you long term.
Yes, the effects on it. They were the guinea pigs.
So they were
For the
going
physical part
to
of it.
pull
Just
them.
for testing.
Yes.
We have a whole ministry of government-funded.
Of tax dollars being spent on long-term research. That's pretty accurate for the government.
That's probably not going to do anything to benefit us. In
No.
fact, I'm pretty sure it's accelerating the issues instead of fixing them.
We're gonna-
but we're going to keep doing it.
This sounds
Listen.
all about right, Sonny.
Yeah, well, then the book is accurate and I have my answers. Thank you.
It actually had such an accurate portrayal of real life. All right, alternate ending. If you could change one thing about the ending of Ministry of Time, what would it be and why? It would have been good to know if Graham ever finds the narrator at the end, right? Like they separate. She is like off doing her thing. Do they come back together? Does the change in the timeline actually impact whether they still have their son or not? Originally, they said you couldn't change the future, but we find out that little changes are happening. So how did these changes impact the future? Maybe I did have an unresolved question, but my previous answer still stands and needs to be addressed.
I don't think I wanted the ending to be like a big love story, like where they ended up together. And the ending was maybe it's fine. I guess I wouldn't change this ending. But I think what I want is for my unresolved questions to be addressed in a secondary book. And maybe it would include flashbacks to the vice secretary when she was in the other timeline with Graham and their son, and like the decision of her like talking as a family to go back in time to help past her, because it's all her. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I wrote my answer assuming that it was the first book in a series. Because it feels like there's more to the story. But I do say I would have liked the ending to have gone on just a bit further. Even though the book was not great, I wanted more. The ending, once everything started happening, was probably the best parts of the book. And it might have been nice to extend it just a little bit more and have the bridge go off and find Gore, and then them locking eyes would be the last sentence in the book. And then we're going to have a sequel.
It was already like
okay.
45 hours long, so
Yeah.
It was not a
don't think
super
it was-
long audiobook. I think
Felt like it.
The two things: A, the flat narration, and B, there was like only 9 chapters.
Yeah.
So there was a lot packed into each one.
Yeah.
Just needed to change a pace every couple.
yes. Every hour.
Yeah, it was like this next chapter is an hour and 25 minutes. You're like, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. Adaptation dreams. If Ministry of Time were to be adapted into a movie or TV series, who would you cast in the main roles? I just did The Bridge and Graham Gore.
Same.
Me too.
This was the easiest one I've ever had.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's because I didn't care. Or if it was just, they just came to me very quickly.
All right, let's hear it.
The Bridge, I casted Jessica Henwick.
I feel like, have you casted her before?
Yeah, I think so. She was on, I don't know for what though, but yes, she was on Iron Fist.
Okay, I like her.
I did Elodie Young.
I feel like she would be good as the older.
Oh, yeah, like the vice secretary. Oh, because she's 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does look a little more. She would be good as the vice secretary.
The vice secretary is also the Bridge, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
she's future.
Yes.
Yes.
Vice Secretary.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, who'd you cast, Rachel?
I did Courtney Lynn. She was in Monster High.
But I do like Courtney Lynn's like look.
Yes. Yeah, I think Jessica Henwick and Courtney Lynn are my favorites. Elodie Young I like as the older version of her, though.
I agree.
Okay, so I like Courtney Lynn, I think.
Okay.
Graham Gore, I casted Jonathan Bailey. He's from Bridgerton, and I believe he was also on Wizard of Oz.
I like the look of him.
Yeah, he feels very old-timey.
Yeah. I did Benedict Cumberbatch because he is like the classic old-timey man.
Okay, I did Jack Lowden.
Okay.
So are we casting out Cumberbatch?
I think
we're casting out Cumberbatch.
So Rachel gets a pick.
Oh, shit. I think I like Jonathan Bailey because of his salt and pepperness in his hair.
Okay, so Ice Drop is the bridge is Courtney Lynn. Graham Gore is Jonathan Bailey. And the bridge as an older woman is Elodie Young.
Perfect.
The Bridge's role. The narrator is only ever called the Bridge. Why do you think Bradley chose not to give her a name? How does this shape your perception of her role and identity? And I thought that it was odd that the Bridge was the only character that we did not know the name of. And it didn't take away from her personality or her role. I think it was more of a point of confusion midway through the book. Like, wait a second, did we learn her name and I just forgot it? Like, what the hell is her name?
We had this conversation.
Yes.
And like, I don't think I know her name. Yes.
Yeah. So I think the descriptions and the lack of confidence in her culture that were described and her, I guess, attempt at whitewashing away her Cambodian heritage, I understood who she was and it didn't take away from her identity. It was just an odd point of confusion, and I'm not sure what the author was attempting to do by making her nameless out of all the characters.
Yeah. I just said at first I thought we weren't told who she was because it wasn't very significant, but then obviously I was wrong. I guess if we had known about who she was really, it may have spoiled the end, although her name in the end isn't really her name either, so maybe not. So my best assumption was to keep the wow factor of this big revelation. That's really all I could come up with. If I had been reading the book and had the opportunity to give the narrator my own voice and tone, it might have been a bigger reveal. But looking back, it was a wise choice by the author because then you really can't picture anyone specific, right? Like, she didn't really give you this person a whole vibe. Like, if you had given her a name, I would have pictured her. And then if I had gotten a name later on, I would have tied the two, maybe, right? So it was more to keep it, like, anonymous. And she had the freedom to describe all characters without sacrificing the identity of the main character and ruining the ending.
See, okay, I've had this whole thought process too because I didn't understand it, and I even talk about it in my actual answer, which I'll read. And because I agree, like I think I thought, it was because of this grand reveal at the end.
Yeah.
But it was still a fake name. So
Yeah, so what the fuck?
yeah, so why? So I've thought about this quite a bit. I liked that the characters in Night Watching didn't have names so that we could easily slip into putting ourselves into their shoes. But this was definitely not the purpose for this book, though. Like, because everyone else had names, and it was pretty specific about who her character was, right?
Yeah. her ethnicity?
Yeah, her ethnicity. Thank you. Like her issues with not issues. But
Well, yeah, she was
her struggling.
She was kind of ashamed of being Cambodian when she was out in the world.
Right, yes. And so I couldn't just put myself into that place.
Right.
My thought is that it made her seem less important. Like someone we could easily throw away, or more specifically, someone the ministry could just throw away. An insignificant pawn in this governmental game they were playing. Obviously, I think I'm just very governmental today. I really had to think about this to get to an answer, though. So how it affected me was not really much, except left me confused trying to figure out why I couldn't remember her name, even though I had read 80% of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really tried to think of something other than don't spoil the end. And I really couldn't figure out what other option there was. But that's actually a good point. Like, she's indisposable.
But
No
she
one's
wasn't.
ministry.
Because
She becomes nothing, but
in the beginning, she's nothing.
she becomes something.
Well,
Yeah.
because even in the other timeline, she was somebody, and they said they had to. They even made comments about having to protect her because she was like the key to the time travel and all of the different timelines.
But I think the point is for you not to realize that you go through the book thinking she's kind of insignificant.
nobody.
But then you find out that she's not. She's
But they
actually a
named
big
the
deal.
other bridges. I don't know. It was.
Yeah,
It was an
I
odd
didn't
choice.
think it was a good.
Yeah.
like I didn't like it necessarily because I didn't catch it, and I really had to think about.
Yeah.
like why would
I had to look it up and like, Oh my God, they
What are
don't name
options?
her. It's unnamed.
The bridge's mixed heritage is referenced throughout the book and subtly influences many of her decisions and observations. How does being from multiple cultural worlds shape her identity? Does it give her strength and clarity, or does it create distance between her and the people around her? This question kind of made me reflect slightly on myself, how it subtly influences my own decisions and observations. So I grew up here. I'm culturally very American in a lot of ways, but there's always this like subtle tether to another culture, language, another set of values and history that sort of shaped me. Even when my Mexican heritage is not like front and center, it does still influences how I see the world. With that in mind, when I'm answering this question about the bridge, I think she's forced to move through a world that she is naturally comfortable in while subtly being constantly reminded that she's different. It's this detail about her that makes her a fit for this role. She is a literal bridge between two worlds. She understands what it's like to have the influence from something while moving through a world where you don't quite fit. Mm-hmm. So I think that was like such an important piece because she really is just a bridge. And that was why it was such a big deal throughout the book.
Maybe that's why they didn't give her name.
Maybe.
She feels insignificant.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
First of all, for our listeners who may not be following us on social media, at Lit on the Rocks Pod, I am a white girl.
So am I.
Shocker.
Born and raised in America.
So am I.
But from the outside looking in, I've always admired people who come from multiple cultural backgrounds. There's something powerful about carrying more than one history, more than one language of belonging. But I've also heard many people talk about the tension that can come with that, the feeling of not being enough of either world or needing to adjust which parts of yourself are visible depending on who you're with and what you're doing. In this book, I saw that tension in the bridge. At times, her background felt like a strength. She reads rooms carefully, she understands power dynamics, she knows how to move between spaces, but it also felt like she was constantly editing herself, like belonging sometimes meant fragmentation. It made me wonder if being between cultures can feel like both a superpower and a loneliness. From the outside, it looks like flexibility and depth and beauty, but from the inside, it might feel like never fully landing somewhere. The end of the book definitely had me hoping Gore would be her place to land.
To echo that, I am multicultural. I'm half Caucasian and half Hispanic, and the world that I dance between couldn't be more different. I understood the feeling of not fitting in either group. And I think when I was younger, I did struggle with that because I wasn't, like you said, I was never white enough to be white. And I was never, because I don't speak Spanish fluently and I spoke even less of it. It was like, hola, when I was a teen.
Hola.
So I was chastised a lot when I was working in retail by Hispanic customers because, oh, you are clearly Hispanic, but you don't speak it. Why don't you speak our language? So I had a hard time reconciling both halves when I was younger. But luckily, as I've grown, I've been able to reconcile both parts of my culture, and I can go between them now. And I have made myself enough and to be a blend of who I am that I don't really care what anybody else has to say about it. But I can see she never got to that point in the story where she could reconcile and own herself being not 100% of one or the other.
Yeah, it was an interesting question because it really did make me reflect a lot. And kind of to echo Rachel, I went through an entire phase of my life where I pushed away all things Mexican because I didn't feel like I fit there, right? Like, oh, well, I'm American, so I'm just going to embrace all of my American me.
Yeah.
And I stopped speaking Spanish. I didn't want a quinceañera, like so many things. And then, you kind of grow into your own confidence of where you fit into that side. And I would say I'm much more confident with my Mexican side now as an adult than I ever was as a kid. But it is a struggle for sure to be two people, basically. And to Sunny's point, like you are sort of changing who you are with the environment that you're in, the people you're around. If I'm with one side of my family, I'm much more Hispanic than I am with another side of the family.
Yeah.
And I'm the same person, but also very different.
You're edited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I have never experienced it personally, but I have seen it, right? Obviously, my two best friends here are talking about how they've experienced it in their life. But I would say that, especially now marrying a Mexican man and being a Sanchez, I recognize differences in how we're treated. And then now having a child that is white and Mexican, it's been something that was on my mind even before I had him, of how can I help him maneuver through that world, because I know that it's something you have to find and figure out. And I'd want to support however I can as a mom who cares about his mental health and right. And I don't want him to lose either side of him because they're both beautiful. Our last question is expat orientation. If you were assigned as a bridge to a time traveler, what would your orientation packet include? Your top 5 survival tips for modern life, if you will.
This was a fun one.
I wanted it to be fun. I originally was like, what era would you go back in time to? And I was like, that's a boring age-old question.
Yeah, it was fun because I think I took a spin.
First, since I'm a woman, I think I would have to start with women are equal. We can have our own bank accounts. We can have opinions and original thoughts. And sometimes we can do these things all at the same time. In fact, multitasking is kind of our thing. Next, yes, we have music, books, and movies in the palm of our hands at all times. However, you have entered the era of subscriptions. You will now pay a monthly fee for everything and never actually truly own any damn thing again.
Oh my God, everything.
So welcome.
Facts.
I'd obviously have to also include information about the internet. It is both a miracle and a mistake. It is a place with unlimited information and filled with human knowledge, everything you could possibly want to know. It is also a place where people can argue about sourdough starter. Or, like, no matter how many times you type out that you know Dungeon Crawler Carl is younger in the books, Alan Richardson would still be perfect as Carl. His age is really not that important.
It's so insignificant.
Anyway, the internet's
I digress.
Cool. Lastly, I throw in the obvious ones like gender is a spectrum. It's okay to talk about your feelings. And please, for the love of running water, take a shower. Baths are recreational now, not a personality trait. Seriously, who takes only baths?
I never take a bath. Never.
The fact that Gore would only take baths when
It really gave me, you know what? That was an ick. That was an ick.
Yeah, just sitting in his people soup. No, thank you. That is what a bath is, and I do not take a bath.
I love a relaxation bath.
No.
But I will often like have a clean body and then get into the bath. Like I'll shower and then take a bath.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like I'm not
Like, let me bathe in this bath
not
water.
taking a bath to clean myself.
No,
I'm taking a
it's
bath
to
to relax.
Just let me sit in my dirty water.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. Give me the chills. Anyway.
Okay. I said, the internet is a wonderful thing, but do not believe all of the things that you see on the internet. People are not magically rich. They don't probably even live in the mansions that you're seeing in their films. Not everyone has a happy, loving family or marriage. There's really a lot of shit going on behind the camera. People are more in tune to their internet personas than they are in real life, so it's important to attempt to make those connections and be present in the world when you're out there to make that change. Traffic is horrendous everywhere, all the time. Make sure you take that into account when traveling from city to city. It is the easiest time in the world to get food delivered, whether it be from a grocery store or from a restaurant. It is the age of food delivery, and it is great and delicious.
It also requires a subscription.
So make sure you have extra money saved for that.
And also, don't trust AI. Use it, but do not 100% trust what it gives you.
Preach.
Amazing. Those were good. Okay, so I spin this a little as if I was being time traveled into a back time and what were my 5 survival things.
Okay. Where are you going?
I don't know, but if I was moving
Someone's pushing you through a portal and you're just going
and
with
I need to go with my stuff, these would be my top 5 necessities. First, my car. I'm not walking anywhere in wool skirts or waiting on a horse. My car is independence. It's my music therapy. It's a snack storage.
I think it'll really. Are they driving you through the portal?
Yes.
Bring her in.
Just wait.
Doctor's in
It
the
gets
car like,
better.
no, you can't take me. It's too late.
Just wait. It's my snack storage. It's my mobile processing unit. If I need to clear my head, I do it while I'm driving. Driving in silence. If you know, you know. That's survival. Okay. Second, my husband. He's my emotional anchor. If I'm navigating time travel, government bureaucracies, or just modern life in general, or old-timey life in general, I need my person. So he's coming with me. Third, and this is critical, okay? Flaming hot Cheetos and Lay's lime chips with Tapatio. I don't care what century I'm in. Some people pack heirlooms. I pack my spicy stuff. Crunch is a necessity. Heat is grounding. So lime and Tapatio are not snacks. They're an identity reinforcement for myself, okay? Fourth, I need my snowboard or my paddleboard. I need movement. I need something that reminds me my body is strong and capable, whether it's snow or water. That quiet glide resets my brain.
When's the last time you've been on one of those?
Since before having a kid.
Yeah.
So you need to quietly reset your brain.
Yes. And finally, drinks with my friends and family. So everybody's coming with me, okay?
We're all time traveling.
All right, let's go.
That's oxygen for me. I process life out loud. I laugh through my stress, also cry, but let's not judge. I solve existential crises over cocktails, and whether we're recording a podcast or just sitting around someone's kitchen, community is what makes any timeline livable. So, modern survival isn't about technology, but it's about the people, the flavors, the movement, and the rituals that tether you. That's what makes any era feel like home.
Yeah.
That's good.
So those are my answers.
I like it. I like your spin on it.
Thanks.
Yes. So after all of our discussion, are we still singular shots for the Ministry of Time?
Yes.
No, I'm 0 shots.
That's not an option.
Yes, 1 shot.
I still want to give it another chance, but as of right now today, it's still a 1 shot.
Yeah, same. I might read it later this year,
Again? Ugh.
but I'm not going to listen to it. But I feel like reading it is going to give me a different perspective on it.
Oh, like actually reading it.
Yes,
All right,
physically
maybe.
reading it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was thinking about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, that's a wrap on this Ministry of Time book club episode of Literature on the Rocks. We've debated the timelines, questioned the choices, and done our best to keep history from spiraling completely out of control. Next week, we're stepping into something deeply personal and powerful with Solido by Javier Zamora. It's a very different kind of journey, and we can't wait to experience it with you. Make sure you're subscribed. We're here for you every Wednesday.
And if the book didn't exactly bend your timeline in the right direction and the audiobook performance left you emotionally displaced, rate and review us anyways. We can't love them all, but we can absolutely talk about them.
Turns out you can escape your century, but not yourself. Follow @Lit on the Rocks Pod on Instagram and TikTok, and head to literatureontherocks.com.
Until next time, may your past inform you, your future surprise you, and your current chapter always be worth discussing. Cheers.
Toodaloo.
Bye.